Hey, good morning. It's Dr. James. I do hope and pray this message finds you and your loved ones peaceful, thriving, and well. So this morning's message is a bit of a support group for people like me who have found themselves sometime during their lifetime or right now putting a lot of energy into the future, worrying or wondering or trying to figure out what might happen and really get themselves caught up and lose a lot of energy there. There was somebody who made this beautiful quote, and I wish maybe some of you know who this was, but it was like, I've spent so much time looking back at my life, knowing I spent so much time worrying and wondering about what was going to happen, problems that may come my way, most of which that never, ever happened. So that person was looking back at their life and saying, man, I spent so much time and energy just worrying and ruminating and obsessing about the stuff that could happen, and it never actually did. You know, Marcus Aurelius had this amazing thing that he said thousands of years ago, and he actually entitled this quote, "Impossible without your consent. Today I escaped from the crush of circumstances." Or better put, I threw them out, for the crush wasn't from the outside of me, but in my own assumptions. All of these things that I had created inside of me that never actually happened on the outside. You know, there is so much in that experience. And I think what we know from this past year, and this is really, I think, where all of us can kind of come together and say, yeah, this is good work for me. What we know from this past year is that we really started to put a lot of energy into something called the negativity bias, which is we were all spending so much time during the pandemic future casting, wondering how things were going to turn out. When were things going to go back to normal? When were things going to move forward into a better time? And because of that, and there's absolutely all of us get a free pass for that. There's no question. That's what we should have been doing. My gosh, you know, it was like we had no idea. We felt a sense of loss of control. There was so much fear. There was so much scariness of the unknown. So we were trying to predict what was going to happen. And in that, we put a lot of energy into the part of our brain that already has a lot of negativity bias, which is the amygdala. And what we know from the amygdala try to say, oh my gosh, this could happen, that could happen. And it really can help keep us safe. But to a certain degree, it can also keep us from evolving in our life, moving forward, healing, coming back into the space of grace. So that's why I want to encourage you today to think about what it is that your energy is working towards today. And I know that we are still in the pandemic, and I know there's still time to come. But we're starting to see glimpses about, maybe sometime later this summer, maybe sometimes later summer, things will be a little bit more normal in terms of being back together and traveling and doing things. But right now, we still are in the throes of, oh my gosh, when's it going to happen? What can I do now? So I want to bring us back to one of the most powerful things that we can do as we focus on what it is that we can control. Remember the term locus of control? It has been made famous by some of the most progressive humanistic psychologists, people who really understood that when we spend a lot of time of our energy out there worrying and wondering about what it is that we'd like to control, that we can't, we have a lot of challenges with anxiety, with depression, with our mental health, our emotional resilience. But if we can come back to the present, and according to Harvard, the more that we do this, the more that we are breaking the bondage that is presently holding all of us. This bondage is around the fact that less than 50% of our time, we are present. So here's the practice. And why this practice is so good right now is because it'll help to alleviate some of that negativity bias. It'll help to lessen anxiety and stress and depression, symptoms of those things, and give us the opportunity to experience more peace and empowerment. And most of all, when you're in the present, you have the opportunity to experience one of the most powerful spiritual things coming our way. The ability to notice the good. Oh my goodness, right? To notice the good. So the practice will literally actually build something called neurogenesis, which is help to channel brand new pathways in your brain. At the same time, lower cortisol, the stress hormone, which is associated with anxiety and symptoms of sadness and depression. And then It literally helps to augment our sense of trust. Your oxytocin levels will raise. So in the moment, you start feeling more trustworthy. You start actually trusting what's going to happen because you are present with trusting what's in this moment. Being in the now. This practice can be done person by person, moment by moment, breath by breath. And the beautiful thing is, it happens by you simply being a witness and noticing when you're not. And you can simply say to yourself, okay, let's come back to this moment. What am I grateful for? What do I see? What do I have? What's right in front of me now? What's right in front of you now is life. Life. And after this time together, there's going to be more life right in front of you. In your choice, your ability, your wonderful, awesome responsibility to see it, embrace it, connect with it, is a superpower, neurochemically, physiologically, emotionally, and spiritually. So let us come back to this moment. Let us be present with what is. And let us choose to see what is within us right here and right now. The blessings of this moment and the time that we have right now. So with that, much love, all blessings. Have an awesome day. Bye for now.